Hello everyone, welcome to Back Me channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Cyrus gives Drew a thank you gift. Michael questioned Willow in her hospital room about her sleep. Barely, she remarked. Michael disclosed that he'd been told that someone else would be giving them an update after Willow said she was eager to hear what Dr. Randolph had to say. Michael reassured Willow that she had been becoming stronger every day as her face filled with worry. She was still uneasy since her experience with cancer had been so unpredictable. Soon after, TJ walked in the room. TJ, in order for them to hear the life-changing news from a friend. He said that he had asked Dr. Randolph whether he could deliver it. When TJ appeared, Michael and Willow's anxiety changed to excitement. Declared the success of the bone marrow transplant. When Michael questioned whether Willow was in remission, TJ said that the decision would need to be made after 6 to a year of regular blood tests without any infusions. Though he informed his pals that the absence of leukemia cells in Willow's blood or bone marrow gave him hope. TJ admitted that safeguards would be required and that Willow's immune system would be vulnerable for the first year, but that she could go home as long as her social circle remained small and consisted only of her immediate family and close friends. TJ outlined that when the discharge paperwork was prepared, the nurse would look over everything. When Michael stated that their horror was gone as he walked away. Maybe our happily ever after will come true after all, Willow said. Michael said later that the workers will prepare the gatehouse. Although Michael might not agree, Willow acknowledged that she wanted to add someone to her roster of visitors. Michael gave Willow his assurance that she had his entire backing. "I believe Nina belongs in my bubble," Willow replied. Sasha was absorbed in her phone as Gladys warned her not to rush terminating the guardianship, because Sasha's mental health was more crucial. Sasha questioned, "What in the world?" Sasha clarified that she had gotten an email from Gellhorn Jewelers alerting her that Cody had no longer been charged with larceny. Gladys' lack of surprise at the news made Sasha immediately suspect anything. Gladys asserted that the insurance provider had gotten in touch with her to inform her that a waiter had discovered the bracelet on the floor and had accidentally dropped it into Cody's pocket. Sasha was shocked and questioned why Gladys hadn't spoken up earlier. Gladys clarified that she had planned to inform Sasha following her consultation with Dr. Montague. Gladys argued that Cody had also been mistaken when Sasha pointed out that she had been mistaken about Cody. Gladys remarked, "I'm not some evil mother-in-law." Gladys was told by Sasha that there had been a miscommunication, but she was also told to apologize to Cody. Dr. Montague then showed up and asked Sasha to visit his office. Gladys admitted to Sasha that she was sorry if she had upset Cody and Sasha. "There is no me in Cody," Sasha declared. Dr. Montague and Gladys smiled at each other as Sasha walked into the office. Later, Sasha spoke about Deception's successful year. But Dr. Montague interrupted her because she had already spent 15 minutes telling him about her wonderful life. He clarified that he didn't want her to see their meetings as an opportunity to impress him. Dr. Montague acknowledged that his main goal was to determine if the judge should approve the petition to terminate the guardianship, but he also wanted to assist Sasha. Sasha informed Dr. Montague that she was doing fine and feeling stable since he had encouraged her to be honest with him. Dr. Montague was dubious because he had noticed Sasha's heightened state of alertness since her arrival. Sasha admitted that she was under pressure at work and worried about a friend who was battling cancer. Sasha acknowledged that she liked yoga when Dr. Montague inquired about if she had ever tried meditation. Sasha was instructed by Dr. Montague to practice mindfulness without movement for 10 minutes every day, and he offered an app to facilitate this. Dr. Montague requested Sasha to wait while he went to get something, and she complied. Dr. Montague came back a little while later and gave Sasha a bottle of tablets, which he identified as benzodiazepines. The tablets, according to Dr. Montague, were a moderate sedative to help Sasha feel less anxious. He reassured Sasha that they were frequently recommended together after she inquired about whether the medications were safe when taken with her antidepressants. Sasha brought up her previous difficulties with addiction, but the doctor reassured her that the pills were safe as long as she took them as directed. Dr. Montague assured them that their comprehensive wellness strategy. Don discovered Mac at work in the police commissioner's office. Dan remarked, "There he is, back behind the desk. Gonna make it permanent?" "Been there. Done that," said Mac. Dondi told out that Mac would have the chance to debate Robert as the police commissioner, but Mac grinned because he could do that anyhow. "Until someone can be selected, I'm the interim," Mac remarked. As he passed Dante a document that had fallen onto his desk, Mac switched his focus. Dante was astonished to learn that Gellhorn Jewelers had dropped the accusations against Cody after quickly reviewing the paperwork. Mac stated that Cody had been cleared of culpability by a waiter, and the insurance company had found that the bracelet's clasp had been defective. Because he had imagined himself more as Cody's father than as Cody's arresting officer, Mac now regretted having taken Cody into custody. Dan pushed the recollection of hearing from Cody that DNA tests had established that Mac was Cody's biological father. Don stated that he had been on his way to see Cody, so he was excited to tell his friend the good news. Mac wanted to personally tell Cody the news, so he asked if he could come along. Scott tried to convince Cody to sign an affidavit that Scott had to submit to the clerk's office as Cody lounged on the chair and soaked up the sun at the Metro Court pool. With the WSB, Scott was eager to get things moving, but he forewarned Cody that the WSB would try to play hardball. Cody was alarmed and inquired as to whether the WSB would look into him because of his past. The S in WSB stands for security, as Scott informed Cody, but Scott was certain that Cody's history wouldn't be a problem. Cody promised Scott that the larceny charges would soon be dropped when the topic of conversation switched to him. Scott was pleased and assured her that it would be worthwhile. Cody claimed, "All it cost me was a new friend." Cody took the document and examined it. Scott promised him that Cody will soon have a number of new pals, and they would all look like Benjamin Franklin. No one would dispute Cody's assertion, Scott noted, as Leopold Taub had no living relatives. Up until Scott said that the WSB might try to exhume Taub's body and that Scott would make them pay for it, Cody was content. Scott questioned, "Can you cry on command?" Cody cautioned Scott not to allow the exhumation of Taub's body. Cody completed the affidavit, and Dante and Mac approached. Mac disclosed that Cody's charges had been dropped. Cody responded calmly to the news, surprising Dante. Cody clarified that he had always felt he was innocent, but he was interested to know what had changed for Gellhorn Jewelers. Mac informed Cody about the waiter after acknowledging that a witness had come forward. When Scott said he was leaving, Don made the decision to speak with him in private. Scott remarked that Don should not know what Scott and Cody were doing because it was sensitive knowledge. Dante wasn't content. He charged Scott with defrauding Cody and forbade Scott from putting Cody in danger. Although Cody had signed a paper for Scott, Dante wanted Scott to guarantee that everything was legal and that Cody wouldn't suffer any repercussions. Dante had no confidence in Scott's sketchy bag of tricks. "Torts," Scott uttered. The phrase, which referred to civil lawsuits, was one that Dante was familiar with. Cody would be okay, Scott assured Dante. Mac expressed regret for having detained Cody nearby, but Cody vowed that he didn't hold it against Mac. Relieved, Mac seized the chance to caution Cody not to mistreat Scott. Mac promised to stop warning Cody about people when he asked him why he always felt the need to do so. Mac did not feel bad about telling Cody to avoid Selena, though. Mac said he hoped they could become friends because he wanted the best for Cody. Cody said that he already thought of Mac as a friend. Carly complimented Sam for coming over so quickly in the kitchen. Sam acknowledged that she had a busy morning because she had to take Scout to say goodbye to Drew before Scout's father had to go to jail. Sam had then spent an hour comforting her distraught daughter. Sam added, "She just got her dad back, and she's lost him again." Carly acknowledged that she had contacted Sam to inquire about his thoughts on the situation. Sam received assurance from Carly that she wanted him to be open and honest. Sam acknowledged that she was upset and wishes Drew had taken a different decision. "So do I," Carly responded. Drew hoped to prevent a protracted argument between their families, according to Carly. Sam acknowledged that Carly was correct, but she emphasized that Drew deserved some happiness and that he shouldn't keep making sacrifices
Initially,
for it.
she had blamed
Because
Carly,
of me,
Carly
but she had
responded.
since come to see that Carly had been working to support Drew and Michael in keeping control of ELQ. Carly argued that she couldn't have known what would occur, but Sam agreed with her. Carly maintained that she ought to have sought the advice of a financial advisor or paid attention to Drew and Michael when they advised her against making investments. Sam emphasized to Carly that her motivation to assist others had been greater than any desire for personal benefit. Carly revealed, touched, how much Sam's encouragement meant to her. Sam acknowledged that Drew's compassion for Carly was a clear indication of his love for the girl. Sam agreed to Carly's offer to prepare coffee when the situation had calmed down. Sam unintentionally knocked over a document that fell to the floor as they were conversing. Sam caught a peek of what it was as she gathered the dispersed papers. Sam felt awful for Carly because Carly had suffered significant losses in the past, but Carly was unwilling to discuss her financial crisis. Carly argued that the $5 million punishment was insignificant in compared to the demise of her marriage, Jason's death, and Drew's incarceration. Carly explained that she would still be unable to pay her debt to the government even if she managed to acquire a loan without much collateral. Carly said that she didn't have a plan when Sam inquired whether she had one. Sam tried to convince Carly that she could ask for assistance if she needed it, but she resisted. Sam pleaded with Carly not to let her pride prevent her from seeking assistance, but Carly was convinced that she should clean up her own mistake. Carly declared, "I'll be damned if I'm going to let it crush me." Carly suddenly grinned. Sam was shocked when Carly revealed that she had a plan as a result of Sam. Drew said he was sorry for showing up at Sonny's penthouse. Sonny moaned about the courts being out for blood as he recalled that Drew had been ordered to report to prison. Drew stated emphatically that he had no regrets because he had chosen well in the given situation. Drew acknowledged that he had some unfinished business, though. Drew stated that the guitar box was for Ned after Sonny caught a glimpse of it. Or Eddie Main, Drew said. Drew was impressed with Sonny's sensitivity, and he hoped that giving Eddie the guitar that Eddie had lovingly remembered may cause Ned's memories to return. Drew and Sonny talked about how unlikely it was that Ned's injury would lead to Sonny opening his home to Eddie. Drew questioned whether it was safe after Sonny stated that Eddie was outside. Sonny vowed that in addition to keeping an eye on Eddie, he would also keep an eye on Drew. Because Sonny was aware that Drew had the option to turn on him, Sonny was happy that Drew had stepped up and accepted responsibility for everything. It was Drew's responsibility to make amends for turning against Sonny, he said, adding that doing so had never been a choice for either him or Carly. Drew would be watched over by the guys Sonny had in Pentonville, but Sonny cautioned Drew that the security could only go so far. "Keep your eyes wide open and your chin up," Sonny advised. Drew expressed his gratitude to Sonny. Gladys dropped by to speak with Sonny about Sasha after Drew departed. She was curious as to whether Sonny had convinced Sasha to keep the guardianship. Gladys' concerns had been legitimate, Sonny acknowledged, but he assured her that he would back whatever the doctor and the judge determined because he was sure that Sasha was prepared to take control of her life. Gladys began to protest, but Sonny allowed her to go by opening the door. Gladys responded to a call from Dr. Montague a little while later. He assured her that he had followed their plan properly. Dr. Montague replied, "Your daughter-in-law is on a new prescription regime. It's only a matter of time." Gladys was given the chance to reconsider, and he reassured her that he could come up with a reason for Sasha to bring the pills back. "The only option I have left is to move forward, so let's do that." Drew was processed, fingerprinted, and then escorted to his cell in the jail. Cyrus approached after the guard had gone and started a discussion by mentioning that although the jail cell wasn't the Metro Court, It was an improvement over the leaky, homemade jail on the Greek islands. Drew questioned, "You obviously know who I am. Care to tell me who you are?" "I am your brother in Christ," Cyrus declared. Cyrus cited a verse from the Bible and congratulated Drew for not weeping over his new situation. Drew was invited to attend Cyrus group sessions in the library by Cyrus, but Drew was curious about the group. They were unlike other jail factions, Cyrus added, because Cyrus' brotherhood had been established on shared values rather than partisans and biases. Cyrus reassured Drew that it was due of Drew's amazing profession and accomplishments when Drew questioned why he was showing such a strong interest in him. The Bible was slid between the iron bars by Cyrus. He promised Drew that the remarks would bring him a lot of solace. Although Drew embraced the Bible, he was curious about Cyrus' name. "Simply address me as Brother C," Cyrus said. Drew questioned Cy. "As in Cyrus?" Cyrus acknowledged being Cyrus Renaud. Drew accused Cyrus of selling narcotics that had caused overdose fatalities and nearly killed Sasha when Cyrus inquired about his sister. Although Cyrus acknowledged that his history was lamentable, Drew contended that Cyrus had attempted to kill Britt Westbourne. Cyrus said, "Thank God I didn't succeed." Drew informed Cyrus that Britt was saved by his late brother Jason Morgan. Cyrus received the Bible back from Drew. Drew retorted, "And God help you if you ever approach me again." Cyrus argued that he thought forgiveness and second chances had great power. After Cyrus walked away, Drew took the Bible Cyrus had handed him back, and he sternly told him to read it because he would find the lessons useful. A homemade shiv was concealed within.